Okay, we are back and continuing our focus on developing our drawing skills. So, in the first week of doing this, we looked at just filling in some boxes with shading and texture, okay? Then last week, we applied those same skills to adding shading and texture to a shape, and we focused on cubes and how to go practicing some three-dimensional shapes. Today, we are adding the next step, which is applying all of those same skills, adding shading and texture, but we're going to be looking at doing some different shapes today. We're going to have a look at doing some other prisms, and depending on how far we get along, we might even look at doing some pyramids and things like that. Okay, pencil, grey lead pencil, Miss Emily, paper, and maybe a rubber. All right, let's go. Okay, so same as last week, we're going to be looking at drawing a couple of shapes. However, this week we're going to be doing a few different shapes. However, just like last week, I'm going to get you to start with the base shape. Okay, so I'm going to start easy peasy, a rectangular prism. So what is the main base shape of a rectangular prism? It's a rectangle. So you can draw whatever sort of style rectangle you want. I'm going to draw a fairly long, skinny one. That's going to be my starting shape. Now, after last week, I learned my lesson. We're going to do these shapes a little bit smaller than the ones I decided to do last week. Then, triangular prism. What's the base shape? What's the main shape? Oh, it's a triangle. Okay, starting with a triangle. Easy so far, right? A cylinder. What's the main shape? What's that I hear? It's circle. Absolutely. Now, I'm going to show you two different ways to draw a cylinder though. And for the other one, you will need a sort of quite squashed oval. I'll show you. Okay. We have 4 shapes. Like I said, I'm doing them a little bit smaller than last week because last week's ones were too big and I regretted it. So we'll start with the rectangular prism because that is the easiest. It's exactly the same as doing the cube. We want 3 lines that come off of each side that are the same length, same direction, and same angle, okay? 1, 2, 3. Now remember, you can check the lengths by getting your pencil. I can already tell that this middle one is too long, and I can already see that that angle is not correct. So I need to fix that one and make it the same angle. All right, so grabbing my pencil, checking how long my lines are. Ooh, actually, not too bad. A little bit longer for that one now, and then I can connect them. Rectangular prism, done. Okay? Triangular prism, maybe one of the easiest shapes in the world to draw. We've got 2 points, which means we need 2 lines that go in the same direction, same angle, same length. 1, 2. Ooh, that line, way too long, I can tell. So I'm going to check. Way too long. I'm just going to get my rubber, rub it off a little bit. Now, the only thing that you need to remember with drawing a triangular prism is that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. Easy peasy. However, these 2 lines here are friends. They also need to be the same length and the same angle. Just like these lines here are the same length and same angle, but they're straight, so it makes it a bit easier. This one needs to go on a bit of a lean. So, ta-da! Triangular prism, done already. Cylinder, pretty much the same thing. We want to make 2 points, 2 lines that go the same direction, same angle, same length. 2. Ooh. If you want a bigger cylinder or triangular prism, a longer one, make your lines longer. Again, the only important thing, well, one of the important things, is that these 2 lines are going to be friends. So if this line is curved, this line also needs to be curved. And the curve needs to be about the same as your circle would be. Okay, I'm going to fix these up with my fine liner. Cylinder, literally done. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. Can it get any easier? This one is also going to be a cylinder. However, this one is going to be if you were looking at it while it was standing up, not from the side like this one. So when you look at it from front on, like we would here, you can see that the shape at the top, even though we know it is a circle, like it would be if we were looking at it like this, even though we know it's a circle, it's not actually what it looks like. It actually looks like a little oval. So that's how we draw it when it's standing upright. So 2 lines, again, that are the same length, same direction, same angle. And then this line is friend and this line is friends. Needs to be curved, just like the one at the top. And there we go, another cylinder. I'm going to quickly fix these up a little bit and then I'll bring them back. All right, so just looking at these, I've fixed them up a little bit. I accidentally marked that one up, but that's all right. There's just one more thing I remembered while I was doing that I wanted to talk to you about, which is that when we're talking about these shapes, these lines being friends, that's because the shape at the front is the same as the shape at the back. So if we're talking about a cylinder, we know that the front is a circle, but the back is also a circle. So when we follow these lines across, the angle is the same. The shape is the same at either end, and that's why we have to draw it. Curve here, because we know it's a circle, and the curve at the back matches as well, okay? Next, it is up to you what you do to shade the following. However, I want every single one of these to have either some shading or some texture today. And you have to have one that has cross hatching, or you can do hatching like we talked about 2 weeks ago. One that has stippling, and one that is shaded with grey lead. The last one, you can decide, okay? So you can have 2 that are the same. You can have 2 that are shaded. You could have 2 that are stippled. You could have 2 that are cross-hatched. Up to you. One of each, you can decide which one is which. Make sure you label it. And then the last one, you can decide. Remember, when you are doing this, we always want to think about our light source. So just like last week, I'm going to add where my light is coming from. So I'm going to put it in the same position as last week. You can move yours around if you want to, but you need to remember that wherever is closest is lightest, wherever is darkest is furthest away. So I'm going to have one light source here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to mix it up. One light source there. I'm going to have one that is coming straight down from the top to show you the difference. I'm going to have one that is coming right from the side like this. And actually, I'm going to have, no, I don't want that one. I'm going to have this one coming up from that same angle, and then I'm going to have this one coming in from the side. All right, I'm going to do these, and then I will be back. Okay, I'm all done. So I have one that was cross-hatched, one that has stippling, one that was had shading, one was that doesn't make any sense necessarily. Then I chose my 4th one to also be shading. I just wanted to quickly show you as well how when my light sources have changed, that's also changed my approach to where I put light and dark. So this one is the same as like what we had last week. So pointing on the corner, which means that the closest part are these 2 and they are the lightest. And then as you move further away out, it gets darker. With this one here, the triangular prism, the light's coming down from straight at the top. So that means this section here is the lightest and down towards the bottom and ends is darker. At the front, this section here, the little triangle, the little corner of the triangle is darker, and moving closer towards the light, it becomes lighter. Same with this one over here, the little cylinder. It's pointing in a pretty similar spot to this one. So you can see that towards the back, where it's furthest away from the light, it gets darker. Same on the circle here. And then the closest sections are lightest. Please, 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 please remember, each face needs to be shaded on its own. Do not try and shade the whole thing in one go. That's not what it would look like in real life. Every face has different light and dark, so they need to be treated differently and shaded separately. This one here, where the light is coming straight from the side, you can see that the closest section again is the lightest, and it gets darker as it moves further away. The top doesn't have very much light at all, so it's quite a bit darker, and it doesn't have anywhere near as much light. So your turn to have a crack. All right, good luck with your 3D shapes today. I can't wait to hear about which one you found the most challenging to draw and which technique for adding texture and shading you found the best to work with. All right, see you soon. Bye.